Hey guys, I just want to come on here really quick today and talk about the food share crisis that's going on. And I mean, what it really is, what it really boils down to is a forced famine by the government. That's what this is. And they can just say, well, this is just the way that it is. Um, but it's planned. And one thing that has been coming to me about this is it's a little bit of survival of the fittest. It's a little bit of the system is so broken that there has to be some scares like this to get people waking up and thinking about, okay, what's really necessary for food share. There's so many holes in the program, yet there's just so much, and different states run it different ways. And I'm sure it really is waking people up to how many people are dependent on it, and how whatever things that could change in the future. Okay, that's not where I was going with this. But it is going to get bad. It's going to get bad for a lot of people. And I know you can have all the opinions that you want about food share, but single moms, struggling single moms, are going to be the ones that are truly hurting more than anyone else. Are there people who are using the system in wrong ways? Of course there are. There are people who are selling it for cash. Yes, of course there are. All the ways that people are getting around the system, but truly a lot of people really need this food too. Um, and it's going to get really ugly if it doesn't come back. I almost feel like it has to, but who knows? Maybe this is the escalation. All the government needs is an escalation. It's kind of where I was going with this in the beginning, is like something major has to happen. And this is the first time they've taken away something like this, and they're acting like you're going to have to requalify for it. Meaning, what if something major happens that then creates the need for new IDs, for new registration onto a new system, okay, that we're coming into. And that's part of this. All of these little new guidelines they're putting in place is it's going to be a whole reapplication process, is my guess. But I was just on the whole theme of something major going down in November. We've had all these distractions, all this stuff. Hey guys, okay, I want to come back real quick because I didn't get to finish that thought yesterday on all of this stuff, and I want to share a vision Holy Spirit's brought up, had me bring it up to 3 or 4 other people, which means I should share it publicly. This is a vision that I had back in, I want to say April, because I know the first time that I told it to somebody was in May. And I was just laying back on my bed and was like falling asleep, like falling into a sleep. And it just like opened up into a vision. So I don't know, it wasn't a dream. I guess you could say it was an open vision, but I didn't expect, I wasn't praying or anything. I didn't expect to go into anything. And it was like I was viewing down on a parking lot, a big parking lot, Walmart, something like that, where people were coming out with grocery carts. I saw a mom specifically with a baby and diapers, and then it was like just mobs of people came in, like hoarding, like just the mom got knocked over and her, everything. Just graphic, gruesome attack on a grocery store. And I didn't even know what I was in. So I shook myself out of it. Honestly, I wasn't able to see anymore because I was like, whoa, God, what are you showing me? So that was in April. And I really believe that this is that time that we are coming into. It's so sad. It is so sad how we are literally all just pawns in the government's hands. And I mean, think about right now the groups of people that are hurting, the amount of Americans are hurting who either work for the government in some way, shape, or form. So they're currently laid off, not getting paychecks. They're struggling to eat and survive. coinciding with the same time that food share benefits are being cut off for disabled people. Also, my mom's best friend, who spends every other weekend at our house roughly, is blind and, disabled, has completely depended on food stamps for 20 years. These people are the ones that are getting cut off of food share also. Like, yes, it's being misused and all of these other things, but there are people who genuinely need it to live, which is where things are going to get really ugly really, really quick. And I just want to say to people, be smart, especially single moms. Do research on how to cook meals cheap. Get the things that you can make, big crock pot meals, all the things. We don't need all of the dyes and all the extra stuff they're poisoning us with too anyway. So when we are forced to feed on a little budget, it gets healthier because you can't buy all the processed crap, right? So that's actually a good part about some people not having SNAP. But yeah, figure out how to feed yourself. For a long time, I had a vision. I've been prepping for a while because I had a vision about this a while ago. That God said, have 45 days of food on hand, even if that's ramen and soup and rice and oatmeal. These are all good things that can keep you alive. Peanut butter, it will keep you alive and fed. And while we still have the internet, go on YouTube and research ways to feed your family during wartime, famine. You guys, we are coming into wartime. Literally, we are already in World War III, and people just don't know it. It's more of a digital war. They're stealing our data. They're hacking into our water systems. Yeah, open your eyes. We are already in war. There will be war on American soil. We are entering World War III. Times are going to get tough. It's time to start batting down the hatches and also being very conscious of where you put every dollar in support. This is another word that I've been getting a lot lately, is where every dollar that you do work so hard for, especially coming up on the holiday season here, and when we are spending, we're buying gifts, what are you supporting with that dollar? Because the way that America got into trouble, which, goes back at least 50 years, so it's not about this party or this party or this party, is America stopped buying from America. America became a consumer country, not a manufacturing company anymore. And so we are too dependent on everyone else, which means they can jack up the prices to charge us, whatever. We Americans need to buy from Americans, and we need to go through this painful process in order for it to get back to America consuming what America produces. So then other countries will again consume what America produces. So in this same, I want to go one layer deeper, American and kingdom, Christianity. I support Christianity and everything that supports Jesus. So when I'm thinking about my holiday shopping, am I buying off of Temu, which I would love to do because I'm a broke mom, but I need to put my dollars that's going to support something I love and care about, not China who wants to attack us, right? It would cost me $30 to buy 500 Christmas presents from Temu, but I'd rather buy 5 from my best friend down the road who sells Christian t-shirts, whatever, and have her get the benefit. Okay, that's how we have to think on a big scale and on a small scale as far as like buying American and farmers markets and all these different things. It's going to have to get down to consuming food made by, I was thinking about starting to cook bread, making bread, buying bread made by your neighbors, egg, all these things. It's a reset. It is a total global reset, and it's going to get ugly. And I'm just urging people, that got long, to prepare, to be prepared, and to have faith no matter what, because God will always provide. He will supernaturally provide for his faithful. I'm not concerned about that, but be safe. Be safe out there. It's about to get pretty ugly. God bless.